Where is Joe? I'm supposed to meet him here and play some football.
Dude, wrong football.
Are you kidding me? I brought a football. I mean, one you can catch and a jersey.
No, this is the World Cup. World football. Soccer.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
That's okay, man. Hey, I know, do you have the fever?
Absolutely, I got the World Cup fever.
I'm going to be watching as many games as I can. I got to ask you, though, because I know you're born in Congo, you're raised in Canada, and both your teams are in the tournament. So who do you cheer for?
I knew you were going to ask me that question, but listen, I have so much love for Canada. This is where I grew up. But I was born in the Congo, so I'm a little conflicted. And the Congo hasn't been in the World Cup forever. What about yourself, Joe?
Dude, come on. Made in Portugal, born in Portugal, I'm Portugal all the way. Did you know this? That as a Portuguese citizen, we are required by law to carry a photo of Cristiano Ronaldo in our wallets.
No way.
No way.
You got yours in you? Oh, okay.
No. Okay, one more question. Is it Messi or is it Cristiano Ronaldo? Who's your player?
I feel like I know where you're going to go to.
You can plead the fifth if you want.
I'm going to go with Messi, Joe.
Oh, God bless.
Listen, take this football.
Oh.
Take the real football.
Let's go back to the studio. Stay with us. Well, if you haven't been able to tell, it's Sports Week here at 100 Huntley Street. And all this week, we're following athletes who are using their platform to make a positive difference.
Absolutely. And we'll bring you stories of athletes who've learned about character building, perseverance, walking with God at the highest level of a variety of sports.
Listen, how much fun was it doing that opener this morning?
Oh, my goodness. It was so much fun. You saw the real football, right?
Wow. So I just want to point out, I love that you brought in your football.
No, it's your football, Joe. It's your football.
And then I brought in this football, also known as a soccer ball. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. But, you know, we're talking about how athletes are using their platforms this week to be a witness, because we know that this is a massive time for sports. You know, we're going to be talking about Olympians from bobsledding and basketball. And, of course, we're going to be talking about soccer as well. So woohoo for that.
That's right. That's right. And this week, the largest sporting event, soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, is happening right in our backyard. And this year marks the 23rd World Cup and the largest tournament in history. It'll take place across Canada, Mexico, and as well as the United States. And it starts on
June 11th, and it's going all the way through to July 19th. And it's going to feature an expanded 48 teams, and that's up from 32. So there's a lot more teams that are qualifying this year. In fact, so much so that you are so represented in this World Cup.
That's right.
Because you have Congo, where you were born.
Yep.
Canada, where you were raised.
Yep.
And Ghana, where your wife is from.
My wife is from. I cannot forget about Ghana. So I got what does it do? It increases my chances of winning.
That's
it, right?
So now I'm going to add those three teams and Portugal to the mix, so we're pretty covered.
That's right. That's right. So the matches in Canada will be taking place at BMO Field. Yeah. And in Vancouver, it'll be at BC Place. So Toronto will be hosting 6 matches, and in Vancouver, we'll have 7 of them as well.
Yeah, you know, it's the most watched sporting event on earth. You know, just when we compare numbers, something like the Super Bowl gets about 125 million viewers. Yep. That's a lot of viewers.
That's a lot.
Yeah, the World Cup over the tournament gets 5 billion with the B viewers, but the actual final match itself gets 1.5 billion viewers. So it is the world sport, and it's awesome that part of it is being hosted right here in Canada.
Wow.
I'm excited.
Astronomical numbers. And Brazil is the only national team, did you know this?
This is cool.
That has taken part of every single World Cup since its inception.
That's right, and they've won it, 5 times. That's an amazing, staggering number when you consider the odds of winning. And later in the program, we wanted to feature Brazil and how many times they've won and how many times they've been in it, because you're going to be talking to a player who was a professional athlete for the Brazilian national team. How awesome was that?
That's right. Paulo Silas, who's a former player, he's a coach, and he also is an author. I cannot wait for that conversation.
Well, that conversation is coming up next, so stay with us. It's World Cup week. From the field to the court and onto the world stage, you're going to hear inspiring stories from faith-filled athletes. All this week, we'll go for the gold. You don't want to miss a minute.
My guest today is one of fewer than 500 men in history to wear the Brazilian jersey. at a FIFA World Cup. He did this twice, in 1986 and in 1990. He won the Brazilian-Italian Supercopa in 1992, was named Player of the Year in Argentina in 95. He's here today as a broadcaster for ESPN as well. 40 years in soccer, and he is also a father and an amazing, amazing husband. Thank you so much for joining us today, Paul.
Hi, how are you? And my pleasure to be with you and share this time with you, talking about soccer. The World Cup is coming, and my pleasure to be with you.
Yes, awesome. Paulo Silas, it's such a pleasure to have you here with us today. Let's start from the beginning, because you had such an illustrious career. And let's start from the beginning because, I mean, again, you played on multiple continents and you accomplished such great things. Can you tell us about maybe your most memorable moment as a player?
I think playing the World Cup, it's the highest place that a soccer player dreams. And my first one was in 1986 Mexico, when I played against Michel Platini, the French soccer player, one of the best in the world ever. And then 1990, when I played against Diego Armando Maradona,
yes.
The Argentinian one, also, I think one of the maybe 3 or 5 best players in the world ever.
Yes, yes. So you had such amazing accolades over the course of your career. I'm always interested to go back to the beginnings. You were one of 9 children. Talk to me about what that was like growing up.
Yeah, it was not easy because 6 sisters and 3 brothers. The men all play soccer as well. I have a twin brother, Paulo, Antonio, and the oldest one, Eli. We lost him 5 years ago. But I got sick when I was a child, before 10 years of age, and I had bronchitis, and I was so skinny that I used to play with my friends, my teenagers friends, 15 minutes, and then I have to go out to recover, and then play another 15 minutes. So, but the company I used to work, they pay treatment for me 1 year and a half. I used to take injection one week here, the another week here, and each 15 days here. So for 1 year and a half. But anyway, God had plans for me, and He made the way. He opened the doors. And that things works well.
In your upbringing, you talk about in your book, Beyond Success, that you lost your mother at a very young age. Talk to us about how that impacted your upbringing as well.
Yeah, I 5 years old. I were a child, and having 6 sisters, I think helps me and my twin brother to was like a disaster for my father and also for our family. But my sisters could take care about me and Paulo in a good way, and But I think my dad become mom and dad for all of us. My oldest sister, she were 20 years old when our mother passed away. So my father was a hero in a very sense of the word. We lost him when I was 19 years old. So, but what he taught us about life, about principles, about the relationship with Jesus, we still follow until now.
Yes, you talk about how you lost your mom at 5, and you were able to kind of have your sisters around that supported you throughout the course of that time, and your dad stepping in. I really want to touch on that as well, and the role that he played, because you mentioned that he was really your spiritual father as well, and he helped you tremendously with your faith. Talk to us about the genesis of that, and how you came into the faith and how it allowed you to really blossom in your career as well.
I belong to the Nazarene Church here in Campinas, the city where I live. And I was there from 55 years, being in a church, in Sunday school, learning about, from the Bible, learning about the heroes in the Bible and the histories about that, surrounded by men of God, pastors, and so this helps me a lot to become who I am, right?
Yes. How did your family that supported you throughout your upbringing allow you to develop the identity necessary for you to succeed in football?
Yeah. It was so important because and all the time I could understand or figure out about fame, about press, about being in television, and being in your neighborhood, being the first one. Because when you think, Silas is playing for national team, and here in the neighborhood, he's proud for us having Silas in the neighbor. But humility, I learned from my father, is a treacherous virtue. Just when you think you have got it, you already lost it. So it's good to be famous. It's good to having things, but I think if you could maintain your humility, I think this is beyond success.
I don't want to skip over this because you also mentioned your wife in your book. Can you tell us the role that she played in your life, but also over the course of your career?
Yeah, Eliane, my wife, she's amazing. And when we think about in the world of former soccer players, we live in a universe that 4 out of 5 are bankrupt, divorced, and unemployed 2 years after their retirement. And Eliane was amazing because she raised our kids. And we have Nathan, he's 35 years old. We have 2 grandsons, came from him, and Alana. And you have Carol. Carol is my daughter. She's 33 years old. She's a doctor. She's an endocrinologist. And the 3rd grandson is on the way. He's coming November. It's a boy, another boy. We have Manuela, 40 years old. We have Matthew, 7 years old, and then we don't know the name for the next one, but we are happy because of that. And we have Caleb. Caleb is 29 years old. He's married as well. And but most of this victory that we have in family, I thank God because of Eliane. We are 30 years age together, marriage in 41 years together. So this is also beyond success, raising a family in a properly way and putting them in my order of priorities. God, then Eliane, then my kids, then my extended family, then healthy, then the gift or talent God gave to me to help people, and then my job, my work. Now I work for ESPN, but when it can put this order of priorities in a good way, is beyond success as well.
And I love that you mentioned your wife the way that you do. Now, since we have you here, you know, you transitioned greatly on ESPN Brazil, but since we have you here, you have to give us, and I'm asking for everybody else, I'm also asking for myself, you have to give us, what is your best piece of advice in marriage?
I think is when your wife says something to you, you as a good husband must say, yes, I agree. No, I think being together, and I used to be a coach for 11 years, but I understood that God didn't put us together to stay far one from each other. So as a head coach, it's not easy to stay with family all the time. And you have in 7 days in a week, 5 out of 7 you have out traveling, playing the soccer career, being a soccer player or being a coach as well. You must to do a lot of sacrifices far from your family, and this is not good. So when I finished my soccer career and I started my coach career after 11 years old, I figured out that I'll have to take a decision for my family. Then I stopped my coach career, and then I went to the ESPN and work as a commentator. So in a way that I can be close to them most of the time.
You have so many amazing stories in your book. To follow you along is really understanding and allows us to take this journey with you. Beyond Success is such an intriguing title. I'd love for you to share with us, before we let you go, what does that mean to you, Beyond Success?
I think that being a man of integrity, being a good husband, a father, a son, being a God's man without principles and values, honesty. I think this is talking to the people what the greatness you possess inside that comes from the God's nature. And I think that's the idea. And regardless the profession that people have or what they do, they can find read in the book this kind of principles and values that they can apply in their own lives.
Paulo, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for having joined us today. And if something stirred something in you today, please, you have to go and get the book as well. There's so much more, and he goes even deeper. So many stories that will absolutely inspire us and encourage us as well in our walk as well. And so thank you, Paulo, for joining us today, and we will see you next time.
You're welcome. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Join Crossroads in prayer for our nation of Canada. Together, let's invite God to ignite hope and renew lives coast to coast. Our prayer guide will equip you, your family, and your church. Get your free resource now at crossroads.ca.
Revival begins with prayer. One person, one call, one heart at a time. Every day, Crossroads prayer partners listen, care, and pray with those who feel alone or afraid. We urgently need 150 new prayer partners to meet the growing number of calls for hope across Canada. Be on the front lines of revival where every prayer makes a difference. Visit crossroads.ca/prayer volunteer to get started.
You know, sometimes we think that finding God's will means that everything's going to be obvious. You know, like the door is going to open, the path will be clear, and we'll know exactly just what to do. Wouldn't that be nice? But life usually doesn't work that way. You know, a lot of the time we find God's will while we're walking through pressure, you know, through disappointment, setbacks, and seasons that maybe we didn't even expect. And that's true whether you're a professional athlete chasing a dream, a parent trying to hold things together, or maybe you're a student who's trying to figure out your future, or you're just trying to get through another ordinary day. Remember this, that God isn't absent from any of it. And sometimes the very place that feels confusing or difficult is the place where God is going to be doing his deepest work in us. Because God's will, it's not just about where he's taking us, it's also about what he's making us. You know, that delay, it's not wasted. The disappointment isn't wasted. The hard season you didn't choose isn't wasted when you place your trust in God's hands. Proverbs 3 says that we are to trust in the Lord with all of our hearts and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Not easy, straight. That doesn't mean that road's always going to be easy. You know, it means that you don't have to walk it alone, and that's comforting. So guys, wherever you are today, you know, whether life feels exciting or maybe it's uncertain, maybe it just feels ordinary, or maybe it's overwhelming, the advice is the same. Keep trusting God. Take the next step, do the next right thing, and stay close to Jesus because he is the one who's still guiding you and he is still shaping you. And even here now, he's still working out his purpose in your life. Well, friends, for more on understanding God's will in your life, here's best-selling author Christine Caine.
In Philippians chapter 2, verses 6 to 8, we are told about Jesus that although he existed in the form of God, he did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself, taking the form of a bondservant and being made in the likeness of men. Being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. In Gethsemane, a place where submission to the Father's purpose resulted in inconceivable pain and profound loss for him, Jesus didn't cling to his rights as God, but instead, being also fully human, he came in submission to the Father, prizing the Father's purpose, salvation, above his preference to avoid what was ahead. Suffering, the wrath of God, being poured out as he took our sin upon himself and death. In Philippians 2 verse 5, we're commanded, have this attitude in yourselves, which was also in Christ Jesus. What does that mean for us in prayer? It means following Jesus' example, doing what he did as we come before our Father, pouring out our hearts and making our preferences known, yes, but remaining steadfast in pursuit of and obedient to the Father's purpose even as we do. Your purpose above my preference. Your will above my way. These are prayers of submission and surrender. These, my friend, are the prayers of Gethsemane. When the press of Gethsemane came down upon Jesus, what came out? What was pressed out from within him? It was perfect love and pure obedience. And in that obedience, we see the depth of the love of Christ and the depth of the love of the Father for you and for me. The will of God and the will of Jesus is to love us deeply enough to save us. Nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will is not an easy prayer to pray in this day and age. Every single thing in our culture is screaming at us, telling us to do whatever we want to do, wherever we want to do it, whenever we want to do it, however we want to do it, and with whomever we want to do it. You and I are encouraged to express ourselves, to gratify ourselves, to actualize ourselves, to define ourselves, to prioritize ourselves. And we are, of course, living in the age of selfies. Dethroning the self is a constant challenge for every single one of us. We are faced daily with the battle between choosing our will or God's will.
Sometimes life feels heavy. The prayers you whisper, the battles no one sees. And in those moments, you may wonder, God, how do I keep going? This month, as our thanks for your ministry support of Crossroads and 100 Huntley Street, we're delighted to offer the book, The Faith to Flourish by Christine Caine.
God's not forgotten you. He sees you. He knows. He cares. And He never, ever, ever, ever forgets us.
Rooted in the imagery of Psalm 52, Christine shows how God can grow deep faith in you, helping you stand firm and flourish in every season.
On the other side of your obedience lies peace and love and joy and life and freedom.
With a gift of $75 or more, or when you become a new monthly partner, request your copy. Call 1-800-265-3100 or visit crossroads.ca/flourish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a great message by Christine Caine.
She's
and
such
her
a great
book.
speaker.
So insightful. I want to read a little excerpt here
Oh,
that I
sure.
was reading earlier. And it says, to produce the fruit we're called to bear, we require action on our part. But not the action of frenzied activity. Rather, it's the action of living our lives rooted and grounded in God.
That's
and
good.
Totally reminding us that it is us being grounded in God that allows us to continue to grow in Him, continue to be absolutely effective for the kingdom.
I mean, that's a good word. I thought you were a football player, but also a preacher. And this is our gift to you this month for a donation of $75 or more. We want to send this out to you. And you can call 1-800-265-3100 or go online to crossroads.ca/flourish. I was going to say fruitful because you were talking about fruitful.
Yes.
Either way, we want to get this book into your hands. We hope that you've been encouraged today. I mean, great conversation with the soccer player. I almost said football
Paulo
player.
Silas, that's right.
I think we've settled it. We're going to call it soccer for the whole month.
Soccer, football, you decide.
All right, we'll get there. But today's program, it was great because, it really reminded us that God's will, it's not always discovered in perfect circumstances. Everybody wants the stars to align, want everything to be perfect. But a lot of times it happens when we're under pressure in, those seasons of uncertainty. And sometimes when life throws us a curveball.
Yes. And Paulo Silas' story, it really shows that true success is not really the talent nor the fame or, the achievements and accolades that you might have achieved in whatever industry that you might find yourself in. But it's actually in faith, in humility, integrity, family, and really, truly character.
Yeah, we were talking about how, life's not always fair. It doesn't always go the way you plan it to be. And I'm so glad you're here, especially this month as we're talking about football and soccer and sports. I'm sure there's been lots of times where you've been given a play and it's supposed to go a certain way, but then something happens and you got to adapt in real time,
Absolutely.
right?
It actually is the story of every single athlete that you will ever meet. So it's going to be exciting to hear from all the various athletes that we'll be sitting down with throughout the week.
Yeah, and whether you're on a soccer field or in the workplace, or maybe you're raising a family, maybe you're grieving, maybe you're waiting, and maybe you're facing a hard decision. We want to encourage you and remind you that God is still present in your life.
That's right, because those dark times, those storms that you are facing, sometimes you feel like you're alone, but you're right, Joe.
That's right.
God is with you. So the delay is not wasted, the disappointment is not wasted, the pressure is not wasted. And when it is surrendered to God, He will actually move on your behalf.
That's right. And again, we're reminded of Proverbs 3, that we need to lean on Him and trust Him. And when we do, He's going to guide us. So today has been a great program. I know tomorrow we have another great program as we talk about sports. And who are we talking to tomorrow? Do you remember?
Talking to a basketball athlete tomorrow. It is going to be amazing. Sorry, not basketball. Soccer, wrong sport.
Okay.
Soccer. His name is Kwesi Poku, one of Canada's young rising stars and talent. And he is actually affiliated with football or Soccer Canada. It is going to be amazing.
He is going to encourage you. Make sure you're tuned in. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, good.
Thank you for your ongoing support of Crossroads, a supporter-funded nonprofit organization and member of the Canadian Centre for Christian Charities. Thanks to faithful people like you, we are able to continue producing 100 Huntley Street. You can write to Crossroads, P.O. Box 5100, Burlington, Ontario, L7R4M2, or visit crossroads.ca to learn more about our programs.